This morning, does Secretary Clinton have to, when she gives her economic speech, does she stay to the left or does she move to the middle? Does she pull a Reagan and move starkly to the middle?
I don't think it matters because I believe Trump will withdraw.
Why will he withdraw?
He will withdraw because of the lack of endorsements, the lack of campaign financing, and a growing schism in the popularity polls. And then I suspect that in the first debate, he'll be roundly defeated by Clinton, and he'll begin to see his own franchise being impaired. It already is. And he doesn't like to lose.
Bill, jump in here, please.
And, if that were to happen, that would reduce a lot of the policy uncertainty that's a huge drag on the U.S. economy right now. The report I just published last night that our city clients can get immediately is that policy uncertainty at the Trump level, if it were to be at the same level as, say, the debt crisis, could draw down the U.S. GDP by 1.3 percentage points. 1.3 percentage points just because of policy uncertainty.
But my concern is that since monetary policy, domestically at least, is becoming a feat, it's lost its effectiveness. If he withdraws and Clinton wins and then the Dems regain the Senate, I suspect they'll still lose the House, so you'll have gridlock at a time where we do not need more fiscal inertia.
Policy uncertainty.
Does Donald Trump...
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just jump in here. Does Donald Trump not need to be self-aware to be able to pull out? And we haven't really seen a Donald Trump that's self-aware of what he says or does.
I can't answer that. I have an MBA, not a doctorate in psychology.
Yeah, but this goes back to Barbara Conable and Richard Nixon. They had to go to Barbara B. Conable, who happened to be my congressman as a kid. Barbara Conable, the House Ways and Means, was the one that had to go explain to Richard Nixon it was over. By all discussion, by people, Mark Halperin and John Heilman and others, Mr. Trump listens to his family. Are you suggesting, Mr. Cass, that his family is going to actually have him pull out of the race?
I think that's going to be the case, and I think it will be Ivanka and her husband. He has one of the other problems is that he has no organizational depth. He relies on his family members, and they are neophytes in the political arena. And I believe that they will see a threat to his personal franchise.
But even if it were to get in, I don't think it's such a big deal because the checks and balances of the system will contain craziness.
Okay, Doug, just going back to this, what's your prediction? So you predict that Donald Trump steps down, and what happens to the Republican nominee? Do they scramble around and resurrect someone, or is that it?
No, it's too late. It's too late, Francine, to get anyone else on the ballot. He'll probably win one electoral state, Mississippi. And David Brooks wrote a beautiful article in the New York Times about how it would be positive months ago if Trump had a devastatingly large defeat, because it would force the Republican Party to recast itself, and that's what they need.
All right, but Doug, as long as the polls or the surveys, as you say in the States, are about 45% of the people would vote for Donald Trump, he's not going to go anywhere.
Well, I disagree, Francine. The recent polls have deteriorated for him.
Yeah, and the electoral analysis is what's been missing in the last couple of weeks. Everybody goes, as Francine did there, to the popular vote. I haven't seen a single electoral vote analysis that has a guy even close.
Well, right. The main concern is that he is appealing to the crowd that's not going to be swinging the swing states. Pennsylvania, Ohio, they're populated by a lot of minorities, and those are generally Democratic leaning.
Doug, you living down in Florida, which is, I don't know if it's a swing state, it's just so big and so important and so dominant. Describe to our global audience the anger engendered by this candidate towards immigrants, towards second-generation immigrants, which massively is peopled in Florida.
The Miami market is extremely hostile towards the Trump candidacy, and he will go to an overwhelming defeat. But, of course, the state of Florida is almost many states. It's
almost a nation unto its own,
right,
to be honest.
You have the Redneck Riviera to the left. You have Miami and the immigrants from South America and Cuba on the bottom.
He's going to have to pull a hat trick of the sort where there's so much complacency that the Hillary minorities don't come out and the disenfranchised Trump supporters come out in supermassive numbers. And that kind of hat trick is very tough to pull off across all of the swing states.
Right, and Bill, I feel like I have, some insight into polls just because we got Brexit so wrong, and so there may be some, complacency in the United States that's, Hillary Clinton will get it just because she's in the lead. Come November 8th, it may be a different story. Do you see a Donald Trump presidency?
It's a possibility, but a remote one. Our base case is still that Hillary wins. We think maybe a 40%, 30% probability that Trump might get in. But as he keeps self-destructing, those polls are going certainly separating. One of the things that we are saying is that even if Trump were to get in, the checks and balances of the system will prevent a lot of the trade wars and a lot of the difficulties.
But
we
Bill,
think actually there'll be a recession sooner rather than later under Trump presidency.